What's up YouTube, this your boy Rashawn Ball White RB Dubs, and I'm back at it again with another video. If this is your first time coming to my channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. On this channel, I talk about racial and social injustices that are happening in our country, and also talk about topics that are related to race and racism as well. So if that's something that you are interested in, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and keeping up with all my upcoming videos. For today's video, let me just say that I was definitely having second thoughts about making this video. You know, there's been a lot going on talking about the COVID-19 vaccine, and I just had second thoughts about making this video because I didn't know if particular judgment would be come upon me for making this video. But I feel like this video is informative, and I don't feel like anything I'm saying in this video is false or like untrue in any way. So let's just get into the topic of this video. The topic of this video is the COVID-19 vaccine, and particularly it's talking about the COVID-19 vaccine and its relation to Black people and the Black population. What's very evident is that there is a mistrust from Black people towards the vaccine, and I wanted to talk about why that is. But before getting into that, I want to talk about the COVID-19 vaccine a little bit. The COVID-19 vaccine was developed in 3 phases of clinical trials, and now clinical trials have expanded to 40,000 participants. And the COVID-19 vaccine was authorized under what is called the EUA, or the Emergency Usage Authorization. So what is the Emergency Use Authorization? The Emergency Use Authorization is an authorization granted by the FDA, and it basically says it gives authorization for the use of unapproved medical products, or the authorization for the unapproved use of approved medical products. And that has to meet certain criteria in order for that to be done. And that's what happened, and that was how the COVID-19 vaccine was approved for distribution. So the clinical trials that occurred, to meet these criteria, like I said, I had about 40,000 participants. And one thing I wanted to point out about those 40,000 participants is that the percentage of those participants that were Black or African American was 10%. Those numbers show a distrust in the vaccine from Black people. And I'm here in this video to say that that distrust by Black people in the vaccine, in the COVID-19 vaccine, is very legitimate and should not be dismissed. Not only is this mistrust legitimate, but there is also history of the medical system affecting Black people in a negative way. First, it begins with the history of enslaved Black men and women having surgery conducted on them without anesthesia in the name of medical advancement. Then there's James Marion Sims, who is also known as the father of modern gynecology, and he has a history of operating on Black women without them being able to oppose that operation. Next, and this is one of the more well-known and more famous examples, is the story of Henrietta Lacks. And Henrietta Lacks was a Black woman who went to a segregated Johns Hopkins University hospital to receive cancer treatment, but what happened was her cells were taken and were used for medical research without her consent, and were also used and were continued to be used even after her death. And the last example, and the most famous example of them all, is the syphilis study at Tuskegee, which focused on 600 Black men, and in this study 399 of the men carried the disease, and the rest, the 201, did not have the disease. But the ones that did have the disease were not giving any, they were observed, but they were not giving any treatment. they eventually passed on the disease to others, and also many of them died as well. Based on these examples is why we have this mistrust from the Black community in the COVID-19 vaccine. I can also say that, me as a Black man, I also have, a mistrust in the COVID-19 vaccine. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not here to tell any lies. I'm not here to, spread any false information. All this information that I've said, about all the information I said about these different things, these different unapproved medical uses towards Black people, to, the emergency use authorization, you can look all those up. Those are all facts, those are all true. The general mistrust that Black people have about, the vaccine is against the medical system in general. They feel like that the medical system doesn't work for them. They already feel that the medical system doesn't work in favor of Black people, because they feel, why would I trust this COVID-19 developed by a medical system that already hasn't shown any interest in helping Black people at all? So this video is just to tell you that there is evidence to back up the mistrust that Black people have towards the COVID-19 vaccine and towards the medical system in general. And the second thing that I would want to say is that I don't think that it's a disservice that Black people are doing a disservice to the community by not taking the vaccine. Saying that they're just doing a disservice to the community, excuse me, is counterproductive, and it doesn't, and it kind of illegitimizes these very real examples of the medical system hurting the Black community rather than helping them. You have to build that trust in the Black community. I think we can all agree that this vaccine was developed pretty fast, or it was developed pretty quickly, and that trust that that the Black community that has to put into the medical system in order to take the vaccine, I don't think that's something that could happen really fast. That's something that takes time. That even if it doesn't take time, that's that's something that has to be worked at. That's something that medical professionals, whether Black or white, that's something that they have to work at. They have to work at building that trust with the Black community in order to get them to trust in this vaccine that has been developed. And that's the main point that I wanted to share with this video, is that the mistrust that Black people have in the medical system is legitimate, and saying that they're doing a disservice to the community by not taking the vaccine is the wrong thing to say, because there is a legitimate mistrust that is there. And I'm saying that trust has to be built back up in order to get people to, get Black people to trust in this vaccine. But those are the main points I wanted to make with this video. I hope, those of you that are watching this video get something out of it. And yeah, that's why I felt like, I was having second thoughts about that video, because I didn't want people to think that I was trying to, spread, false information, trying to get people not to take the vaccine. All this information I shared is, valid and is true, and it's all of, I should share this information for you to make your own call, based on this information. I'm just sharing very true and legitimate information, and what you do with that information is up to you. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. Definitely hit that like button if you like this video, and definitely leave a comment down below, let me know about what your opinions are on this topic, and what your opinions are on the COVID-19 vaccine. How do you feel about it? Will you be taking it? Will you not be taking it? How do you feel about people who don't take it? And yeah, any comments, any that you want to leave me, definitely feel free to leave those. And thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I definitely hope you watched this video all the way through and got all the information. And definitely come back you know, again, to see my future videos, and make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. I'm out of here. Peace.